Hey guys, it's me, Danny, and obviously today's video is the update on all of my tanks. I say all because I have a lot in my room now and there's a bunch of updates. So first of all, in the 5.5 gallon that I just redid yesterday is Winter, and he's right there, and he's in this tank alone because betas obviously can't be together, but sadly Bubbles died last like Friday, but I had him for 2 years, so it was long enough for a beta to live. But now he gets Winter gets to go around the whole tank, and in here he has 2 Rotala over there, then a very big Anubias that came from the 15 gallon that I got. That one I don't think you guys have seen before. And then there is another Rotala plant, and then one right there. And then there is a small black rock and obviously the gravel. And then I have the Whisper 3i filter, which betas don't really need filters, but I have it because it's pretty small and it just cleans water. And then he has a air bubbler, and the reason that my betas don't have heaters because my house is never cold, it's always very warm, and I check the temperature of the tanks once a day with a digital thermometer, and it's always at about the right temperature for the betas and the other fish, obviously. So this again is the 5.5 gallon, and it's just on top of my bed. So yeah, this is the 5.5 gallon, and now I'm going to show you the 15 gallon. Okay, so here is the 15 gallon, and as you can see, the other beta is in here in the community tank, and he does fine in here. He doesn't nip at the other fish's fins, and the other fish don't nip at his fins, and he likes to swim around a lot. And this tank again has all real plants. I'm kind of into that now, having all real plants, but these are the only 2 tanks that have all of the real plants because the other tanks are too big. So I have 5 golden barbs, I think they're in here. There's 3 and there's 2 more. Though there are 2 pregnant ones right there. Then there is the other pregnant one. So I don't know when they're gonna give birth, but they've been pregnant for about a month, so it should be soon. And then there are my 3 dwarf gouramis. Have that fast blue one, and then another fast blue one, which will likely start swimming away. And then hiding down there behind that rock, you can see his reflection, is the orange dwarf gourami. So in this tank, have a fake rock, which looks quite nice in here. They have these big bunches of plants. They're actually really big, but they look kind of small on camera. Like, here's my hand. They're pretty big. They're really long too, and like fat and bushy. Oh, and then here are my 2 catfish. Well, here's one. The one's right there. Forgot about them for a minute. There's the other bushy part plant. The Anubia was right here, and then I took it out, and then there was a space, so I put a rock there. But then there's a rock there, a rock over there, right there. And then the whole back of the tank in this side is Rotala, and it goes almost all the way up to the top over here. And then right here is some sort of grass, which doesn't seem to be doing too well because the ends kind of fray and die off and stuff. And then there's a bunch of like floating little plants all over. I have some of those in the 5-gallon too. And here are the 2 airlift tubes. There's a large rock back there too. Oh, and there's a little rock right there. But yeah, there is the 15-gallon. And then I'll show you the other tanks. Okay, so here is the ugly 10-gallon goldfish tank. These are my 2 goldfish. I've had them for, I think, about 2 years. And they are really big. They're 5 inches, or 4 inch? Yeah, 4 inches. I got them when they were probably 1 inch, and they were feeder fish, but I didn't know that, so I bought them, and they have a long, happy life. But this tank is way too small for them. It has a filter on it for a 15-gallon tank, which is the one I just showed you. I took the filter off that because they don't need it as much as the goldfish, because the goldfish poop a lot. They're poop masters. But here are my 2 goldfish. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them because they're outgrowing this tank a lot, and I kind of want to use this tank for something else. I have something planned that I want to use this tank for. I want like a semi-aquatic plant, like half terrarium. I'm planning on having like, I forgot what they're called. I don't know, I'll mention it. I'll have a video when I finally do it. But I need to find a place for these fish to go because I can't keep them in this tank forever. Like, it's just way too small for them. And I want to use this tank for something else, but don't really want to buy another tank, and I don't really want to give them up, so my plans might just have to wait. But yeah, this tank is really ugly. Has all fake plants except for that. Oh, it just hit my dresser. Yeah, it's really ugly, I think. The only thing I like about it are the fish, gravel, and the filters. Everything else in here I think is really ugly. Like, it does not look nice. Compared to the 5-gallon and the 15-gallon, it looks very ugly. Now I will show you guys the 40-gallon. Okay, so here is the 40-gallon, and as you can see, there has been a lot of changes. Number 1 is I added this fish. He's a blood parrot named Gilbert, which likes to hide in his flower pot. And then I've also added this, it's a kind of catfish. I don't remember what it's called though. And then I've also added this really tall plant in the pot. I think I said I added that though, but yeah, that's Gilbert's pot. They really like this log setup where it has a thick bushy plant in front of it, a log on top, and 2 rocks on it. They love that. They have moved almost all the gravel out. You can see that from underneath it. Here's a view of the side. So they have quite a lot of room behind the decorations. They're all kind of in the middle. Here's just the food I feed. Then here is the digital thermometer and how this works. Just press the button and take the middle thing and open up the tank. And stick it in. Obviously, you put it in the water. But yeah, I don't want to name everything in this tank because it'd take like 10 minutes because there's a lot of stuff. Here's a pretty fish. Hello. This one, oh, don't hide, you're really pretty too. There's a lot of algae growing on this, log from Top Fin that was originally for the 10-gallon. But here is the hood and the lights. I want to get another light because I can have 2 light bulbs in here. As you can see, there's another spot right there. This light always looks like it's flashing on camera. I think it's because it's just so bright. But Here are the filter tubes, which go down into here. Then in the cabinet, which now has a light, is the filter and all the cords and such. So it comes from the hole behind the drawer, goes down into the filter. This is the Fluval canister filter 206. And then the light is on a timer because I'm too lazy to get up and turn it off. And this turns everything off. This goes to the light, which is blinding the camera right now. And this is the filter, and this is the air pump. Not very many things plugged in. I can plug in 2 more things. And then when I set up a hospital tank, set up a hospital tank inside these cupboards, because I would like to do that. I'll probably just drill a hole to the side right there and add this. Another outlet strip so it can have all the filters and such in here. So yeah, there's a bunch of boxes and stuff in there. But yeah. So let's show the 5-gallon again for some weird reason. Okay, we're back to Winter's tank. What I wanted to say is this Anubia, because it was in the 15-gallon, and the 15-gallon has a really good light. A ton of algae started to grow on this Anubia because Anubias are prone to that because they are so slow growing that algae just builds up and kind of takes over. And I looked up on YouTube how to get them off, how to get algae off the Anubias. And a lot of people just used like filter pads and algae scrubbers. So what I did is I cut apart an old filter bag from a used bio bag, they're called, I think, from the Whisper 10i filter. Just cut that up. And I put the Anubia in a bucket of like there's about an inch of water, and I would dip the leaf, and then I would scrub the algae off, dip the leaf, scrub the algae off. Took me about 10 minutes to get every single piece of algae off this plant, but it was worth it because it makes this tank look really nice, and I really like it in here because the betta can hide under it. And last night I caught him sleeping on that leaf right there, like kind of just rests on it. And then it also kind of creates a barrier from a lot of water flow because this bubbler makes a lot of water flow. Not enough to where the betta is always having trouble swimming, like he can rest wherever he wants, but it's kind of open right here because he likes to swim fast over here. And over here it's more filled in, which is where he likes to relax. So he likes to hide under the leaves and rest on top. Here are some more of those floating little plants that I said I had. Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and subscribe.